Have you ever slipped on a blouse, glanced in the mirror, and thought, why doesn't this look the way I imagined? You loved the color, you liked the cut, but somehow the outfit just didn't feel polished, or worse, it made you look older than you felt inside. My friends, this happens far more often than we admit. And the truth is, it's usually not your body at fault, it's the blouse. For women over 60, blouses can be the unsung heroes of style. They frame the face, set the tone of an outfit, and either lift you up with elegance or quietly pull you down with the wrong choices. Today, we're uncovering the blouse mistakes that so many women unknowingly make. And, more importantly, how to fix them. Because once you understand these secrets, your wardrobe will feel fresh, modern, and confidence-boosting again. So grab your cup of tea, settle in, and let's rediscover the magic of blouses together. Have you ever noticed how often a blouse becomes the foundation of your daily outfit? It's the piece that touches your skin, frames your face, and sets the tone for how polished or unpolished you appear to the world. For women over 60, this single wardrobe item can either serve as a quiet confidence booster or, unfortunately, as the very thing that drags down your look without you even realizing it. The reason blouses carry so much weight is simple. They are versatile. Unlike a dress, which is often reserved for an event or special outing, a blouse slips into nearly every area of life. You wear it when meeting friends for coffee, when going to a family gathering, or even when running errands where you still want to feel put together. It can be tucked into tailored trousers for sophistication, paired with jeans for casual chic, or layered under a blazer for timeless elegance. A blouse is never just a top. It's a message, one that tells the world how you value yourself at this stage of life. Yet here's where many women get tripped up. Decades of fashion marketing have told us that we need to either cover up or shrink ourselves to look appropriate. And so, we cling to habits that once made sense, but no longer serve our evolving bodies, lifestyles, or sense of identity. A blouse that once felt classic in the 1982nd may now appear outdated. A shape we wore in our 42nd may no longer sit comfortably against softer curves, and prints or fabrics we thought added personality may, in truth, overwhelm our features instead of highlighting them. This is why blouses deserve special attention in your wardrobe makeover after 60. They sit right near the face, meaning their neckline, color, and texture immediately affect how vibrant your skin looks and how balanced your proportions appear. Unlike pants, which the eye often overlooks, or shoes, which are grounded far below, the blouse draws attention to your upper half. If it fails, the whole outfit feels off. But if it succeeds, the entire look feels effortlessly chic. Imagine, for a moment, standing at your granddaughter's birthday party. You're wearing a blouse that drapes softly over your shoulders, skims your torso, and opens slightly at the neckline. You've added a delicate necklace that sparkles as you lean in to smile. People notice you, your warmth, your energy, your radiance. That's the power of the right blouse. Contrast that with a blouse that is boxy, stiff, or cut too long. Instead of seeing your vibrancy, people see fabric. Instead of elegance, the impression is heaviness. And that subtle difference impacts not just how others perceive you, but how you feel walking into the room. This is where mindset and fashion connect. A good blouse doesn't just flatter your body. It reaffirms your presence. It whispers to you, yes, you are still vibrant. Yes, you are still stylish. And yes, you still deserve to feel wonderful in your clothes. When we talk about style over 60, We're not chasing trends for the sake of keeping up. We're curating pieces that honor who we are now. And let's not forget the emotional side of clothing. Many women tell me they feel invisible after 60, as though the world no longer expects them to dress beautifully. But when you put on a blouse that fits, moves, and frames you properly, you remind yourself and everyone around you that style has no age limit. It becomes a quiet act of self-respect. In the coming parts, we'll explore 7 of the most common blouse mistakes women make and, more importantly, how to fix them with simple, practical changes. But before diving in, I want you to do a little exercise. The next time you're standing in front of your closet, pause at your blouses. Notice which ones you reach for automatically, and which ones you avoid. Ask yourself why. Is it the cut, the print, the way the fabric feels? This awareness is the first step toward refreshing your style. Remember, this isn't about discarding everything you own or spending a fortune on new clothes. It's about becoming more intentional with what you choose to wear. The right blouse can be transformative. It can make you look modern without trying too hard, graceful without feeling frumpy, and stylish without sacrificing comfort. So as we step into this journey together, I want you to carry one mantra. Your blouse should highlight you, not hide you. In the next part, we'll dive straight into the very first trap that so many women fall into, and it may surprise you. Until then, take a moment to see your blouses as more than just fabric. They are tools, allies, and expressions of your confidence. And believe me, you deserve to feel radiant every single day. Let's begin with the very first, and perhaps the most common blouse mistake: choosing styles that are far too baggy. I want you to picture this scene. You're standing in a fitting room, holding a blouse that feels safe. It's roomy. It covers everything. And in theory, it should disguise the areas you'd rather not highlight, perhaps your tummy, your upper arms, or the softer changes in your silhouette. You slip it on, glance at the mirror, and instead of feeling chic and confident, you feel swallowed. The fabric is wearing you, not the other way around. This trap is easy to fall into, especially as we grow older. Fashion advice of the past drilled into women the idea that looser clothing equals slimmer appearance. But here's the truth. Overly baggy blouses rarely flatter. Instead of floating gracefully, they collapse on your frame like curtains, hiding the very shape that makes you uniquely beautiful. The result? A shapeless outline that can make you appear larger, shorter, and less polished than you are. Now, don't confuse baggy with flowy. There's a world of difference. Flowy is intentional. It brings elegance, movement, and softness. Think of a silk blouse that dances as you walk, or a chiffon piece that breathes with every step. Baggy, on the other hand, looks as if you've borrowed a shirt 2 sizes too big from someone else's closet. The key distinction lies in tailoring and detail. So how do you avoid the baggy trap without swinging to the other extreme of clingy? It all comes down to choosing blouses that skim the body. A blouse should suggest your figure without gripping it. Look for subtle darts at the waist, a hemline that curves rather than drops straight, or a back pleat that gives just enough shape. These small details make all the difference. They transform fabric from tent to tailored. Let me share a practical example. I once worked with a client who loved her oversized white cotton blouses. She wore them to lunches, shopping trips, even family gatherings, but she confessed she always felt a little dowdy in them. We tried something simple. Instead of wearing the blouse loose, she did a half tuck, just tucking the front gently into her jeans while leaving the back to drape. Suddenly her waist reappeared. Her legs looked longer, and the blouse seemed intentional rather than accidental. She looked 10 years younger without changing a single piece of clothing, just the styling. And that's the beauty of the half tuck. If you already own a blouse that feels too roomy, don't discard it just yet. Try a French tuck or even a corner tuck to give definition. Add a slim belt, not chunky or heavy, but something delicate, and instantly you've created shape. Another favorite trick of mine is layering. Slip a cropped cardigan or a softly tailored jacket over a roomy blouse, and suddenly the outfit feels structured. The layers guide the eye and give you proportion. Here's another angle many women don't consider: fabric weight. A lightweight baggy blouse will cling in awkward places and sag where you don't want it to. But a blouse, in a slightly more substantial fabric, like crepe or silk, even if loose, falls in a graceful line that looks elegant rather than overwhelming. So, when you're shopping, pay attention not just to size but to fabric flow. And let's talk length for a moment. Baggy blouses that also hang too long are a double trap. They can drag the eye downward and make legs appear shorter, which we'll dive into more deeply in a later part. For now, remember that, when combined with volume, excessive length magnifies the shapeless effect. Keeping the hem around your hip bone, or at most just below, adds instant balance. What I really want you to embrace here is that hiding is never the answer. You don't need to camouflage your body. You need to frame it. Think of a painting. No matter how stunning the artwork, if it's drowning inside an oversized, clunky frame, the beauty gets lost. Your blouse should act like a perfect frame supporting you, guiding the eye toward your best features, and never distracting from your natural grace. So the next time you reach for that oversized blouse because it feels comfortable, pause for a moment. Ask yourself, is this truly flattering me? Or is it swallowing me? Try tucking it, belting it, or layering it. You might discover that with just a little adjustment, that blouse you thought was hiding you could actually start highlighting you. And here's a gentle challenge for you. This week, pick one blouse in your closet that feels too roomy. Style it differently, maybe a French tuck, maybe adding a belt, maybe pairing it with a sharp jacket. Then look in the mirror and notice the difference. I promise you'll see not just a change in your reflection, but a change in how you feel. Because at the end of the day, the blouse shouldn't be the star. You are. The blouse is simply the supporting cast. And when it fits, skims, and frames you just right, your natural beauty shines through, elegant, confident, and vibrant at any age. Now that we've tackled the problem of blouses that overwhelm with too much fabric, let's move to the opposite side of the spectrum. Blouses that are too tight or made from stiff, unforgiving fabrics. If baggy blouses hide your beauty, tight and rigid blouses can actually work against it, restricting movement and creating harsh lines that make you feel uncomfortable and look older than you are. I want you to imagine pulling on a blouse that buttons up the front. As you move, you notice the fabric straining just a little across the bust. Perhaps the button gaps when you sit down, or the shoulders pinch when you reach for something on a shelf. You shift, you tug, you fidget. Instead of feeling polished, you feel trapped. That's the hidden cost of too tight clothing. It robs you of ease. And no outfit looks stylish if you don't feel free inside it. There's also a visual consequence. A blouse that clings too closely highlights the very areas you may prefer to downplay. A snug fit emphasizes the tummy, accentuates folds across the back, or creates creases at the arms. Instead of smoothing your silhouette, it spotlights it in a way that feels harsh. And when you add stiff fabrics into the equation, rigid cottons, stiff polyester blends, or button-ups, with no stretch, you get a look that feels boxy and outdated rather than fresh and elegant. Let's be honest. Many of us fall into this trap because we're holding on to sizes or styles from years ago. There's a kind of nostalgia in wearing what we once wore easily, or a belief that snug equals slimmer. But fashion has evolved, and so have our bodies. The good news is, you don't need to squeeze yourself into old rules. Instead, you can embrace fabrics and cuts that skim instead of squeeze, soften instead of stiffen, and give you the grace you deserve. So, what should you look for? Fabrics with ease. Imagine the fluidity of silk that glides as you move, the softness of viscose that breathes, or the quiet stretch in a cotton blend that allows your blouse to follow your shape without constricting it. Crepe is another beautiful option. It has body without stiffness, giving you structure and movement in perfect balance. These fabrics work with your form, not against it. Here's a little trick I share with my clients. When you try on a blouse, don't just stand in front of the mirror. Move. Lift your arms. Stretch forward. Twist at the waist. If the blouse fights you, pulls at the buttons, or digs into your shoulders, it's not the right fit. Clothes should never feel like a cage. They should feel like an extension of your energy. I'll share a story to illustrate this. A woman I styled not long ago loved crisp, starched cotton blouses because they reminded her of her days in the corporate world. They made her feel authoritative, but she confessed she also dreaded wearing them because they restricted her arms and made her shoulders ache by lunchtime. We tried swapping one of her go-to shirts for a silk crepe blouse in a soft jewel tone. When she tried it on, her face lit up. She said, "I feel like I can breathe again." Not only did the blouse flatter her complexion, it gave her a sense of freedom. She looked chic without the stiffness. And that's the shift I want for you. Here's another modern solution. Small amounts of stretch in fabric. Many blouses today come with a touch of elastane or spandex, just enough to provide comfort while holding their shape. This is especially wonderful for women who want tailored looks without the rigidity. Imagine a blouse that looks structured but feels forgiving. That's the magic of modern textiles. And if you truly love the polished look of crisp cotton, consider softer versions. Cotton sateen, for example, has a gentle sheen and more give. Or explore cotton silk blends that marry structure with flow. The key is finding materials that don't punish your body. At this stage of life, you deserve clothes that celebrate you, not restrict you. Think, too, about the message your blouse sends. A stiff, dated style can unintentionally make you appear stuck in the past, while a easy blouse communicates modern confidence. It tells the world, I'm here, I'm vibrant, and I'm not trying to squeeze myself into something that no longer fits my life. That shift in message is powerful not just for others, but for your own reflection in the mirror. So, my friends, here's your gentle challenge for this week. Pull out one blouse from your closet that feels restrictive. Put it on and ask yourself, does this truly make me feel confident, or do I feel I need to endure it? Then try replacing it for a day with something softer, perhaps a blouse with drape, or a fabric that has just a touch of stretch. Notice how your posture changes, how your mood shifts, how much easier it feels to simply move. That comfort translates into style far more than stiff lines ever will. Remember this. Style isn't about clinging to old rules. It's about updating your choices so that your clothes move with your life, not against it. A blouse should never trap you. It should free you to look and feel your very best. We've talked about how fit and fabric can make or break a blouse. But there's another detail that often gets overlooked, and yet, it frames the most important part of you. Your face. I'm talking about collars and necklines. These little design choices may seem minor, but they have an enormous impact on how fresh, modern, and flattering a blouse looks on you. Think back to some of the blouses you've held on to for years. Do they have sharp, oversized collars from decades past? Or maybe high, buttoned-up necklines that feel safe, but leave you looking closed off? These styles once had their place, but today they often feel heavy and dated. The wrong neckline can actually shorten the look of your neck, draw the eye downward, or make you appear more serious and less vibrant than you truly are. I once worked with a client who adored her button-to-the-top blouses. She said they felt proper and neat. But every time she wore them, she felt drained when she looked in the mirror. The reason was simple: the closed-up neckline cut off her natural line, making her face appear heavier and her posture more rigid. When we tried a soft V-neck instead, something magical happened. Suddenly her neck looked longer, her skin seemed brighter, and her smile became the focal point. That's the beauty of modern, open necklines. Soft V-necks are universally flattering because they elongate the neck and gently lift the eye. Scoop necks offer a feminine curve that softens features beautifully. If you still love collars, mandarin styles, or even collarless blouses feel fresh while keeping a polished look. They remove bulk and clutter from around your face, letting your natural beauty shine. Here's a practical styling tip. When you try on a blouse, look in the mirror and notice where your eye goes first. Does it stop abruptly at the collar, or does it naturally lift to your face? A good neckline draws attention upward. It opens you up, giving your presence a kind of lightness that feels both elegant and modern. And let's not forget the fun of accessorizing. Open necklines give you room to play. A delicate necklace, resting at the base of your throat, a strand of pearls, or even a silk scarf draped loosely, can add personality without overwhelming your look. Accessories work best when they have space to breathe, and that space comes from the neckline. Now, you might be wondering, what if you're someone who doesn't feel comfortable showing much skin at the chest? That's completely fine. Open doesn't mean revealing. A modest V-neck or scoop can still give you length and light without feeling exposed. Think of it as balance rather than bare. There's also a psychological shift that comes with freshening up your neckline. High, stiff collars often feel restrictive, not just physically, but emotionally. They close you off. An open neckline, on the other hand, feels like an invitation. It says you're approachable, warm, and confident. It's a small change with a surprisingly big impact on how others perceive you and on how you perceive yourself. So, here's a little exercise for you. The next time you're going through your closet, pull out 3 blouses with different necklines. Try them on one after another, and take note of how your face looks in each. Do you notice more light reflecting on your skin? Do your features appear softer? Does your posture shift naturally? Chances are, the blouse with the more open neckline will feel instantly more flattering and more current. And remember this: fashion is never about erasing your history or throwing away everything you've loved. It's about evolving. Updating a neckline here and there can breathe new life into your wardrobe without requiring a total overhaul. So, my friends, if you've been clinging to those pointy collars or buttoned-up blouses, maybe it's time to let them go, or at least retire them to the back of the closet. Replace them with styles that open you up, frame your face, and let your personality shine through. Because when your neckline works for you, it does more than frame your blouse, it frames your spirit. Now that we've uncovered the secret power of necklines, let's talk about something that often feels fun, playful, and irresistible when shopping: prints. Prints can absolutely be wonderful. They add personality, energy, and a sense of creativity to your wardrobe. But there's a fine line between a print that enhances your look and one that completely takes over. And unfortunately, many women over 60 fall into the trap of wearing loud, oversized, or overly busy prints that end up stealing the spotlight from you. Imagine stepping into a store and spotting a blouse with bold, giant florals in 5 different colors on the hanger. It looks lively, cheerful, even a little daring. You take it home, slip it on, and suddenly, all anyone sees is the blouse. Your face fades into the background. Your proportions feel swallowed, and the energy of the print drowns out your natural glow. It's not that prints are bad, it's that some prints shout so loudly they forget you're the star of the show. Here's why this happens. Large, heavy patterns overwhelm the frame, especially if they contrast sharply with your skin tone. Busy geometric designs or oversized florals can confuse the eye, making it hard for anyone to know where to look. And if the colors in the print clash with your complexion, they can even make you look tired or washed out. Instead of lifting your features, they pull them down. But don't worry, this doesn't mean you have to give up prints altogether. In fact, prints, done well, can be some of the most flattering pieces in your closet. The key lies in scale, placement, and color harmony. Smaller, more delicate prints tend to be far more flattering. Think of soft polka dots, subtle stripes, gentle florals, or abstract patterns that feel like brushstrokes rather than bold shapes. These kinds of prints add interest without shouting. They whisper, they flatter, and they allow your face to remain the focus. Color is another crucial factor. Prints in jewel tones, sapphire blues, emerald greens, ruby reds can brighten your skin and bring a sense of vibrancy. Soft, muted patterns in pastels or neutrals can create an airy, elegant look. Even trendier prints like leopard or snake can work beautifully when the scale is subtle and the tones are soft. It's not about avoiding fun, it's about making sure the fun works with you, not against you. Here's a simple styling trick. If you fall in love with a blouse that has a bold print, let it be the star. Pair it with solid colored bottoms, maybe sleek black pants, crisp white trousers, or a neutral skirt. This grounds the look and keeps balance. When the rest of the outfit steps back, the print feels intentional rather than overwhelming. And remember, accessories, if your blouse already has a busy design. Keep chivalry simple. Let the blouse do the talking. I once styled a client who adored bright tropical prints. She said they made her feel happy, but she often worried they looked too much. We didn't abandon her love of boldness. Instead, we shifted the palette. Instead of huge palm leaves and neon colors, we found a blouse with a softer botanical design in jewel tones. She still got the playfulness she loved, but now the print complemented her features instead of clashing with them. Her daughter told her later that she looked radiant instead of loud. That's the difference the right print can make. And here's a little secret. Prints can also work wonders when placed strategically. For example, a blouse with a print concentrated at the neckline draws attention to your face. A blouse with vertical printed lines elongates the torso. It's not just the pattern itself, but where it sits, that affects how the blouse frames you. So, my friends, the next time you're shopping and your eye goes straight to a colorful blouse, pause for a moment, hold it up near your face. Does it lift your skin tone? Does it draw attention upward? Or does it drown you out? The blouse should never compete with your beauty, it should enhance it. This week, here's your gentle style challenge. Pull out one of your printed blouses and really look at it. Try it on in natural light and notice what happens to your face. If the blouse seems to steal the attention, try balancing it with neutral pieces. Or better yet, set it aside and experiment with something softer. You might be surprised how much fresher and more vibrant you appear when the print whispers instead of shouts. Because at the end of the day, style after 60 isn't about blending into the background, but it's also not about letting the fabric upstage you. It's about harmony. When the print supports your natural radiance, you're not just wearing fashion, you're shining through it. We've explored how prints can either enhance or overwhelm, but now let's move on to another sneaky style culprit. Blouse length. This one surprises many women because it feels counterintuitive. For years, fashion advice told us that longer tops cover more, therefore making us look slimmer. But in reality, blouses that are too long often do the exact opposite. They can throw off the balance of your proportions, shorten the appearance of your legs, and even make you look heavier than you are. Picture this. You slip into a tunic-length blouse that falls halfway down your thighs. It feels safe, like it's covering all the areas you don't want to draw attention to. But when you catch a glimpse in the mirror, something looks off. Your legs seem stumpy. Your middle looks blocky. And instead of graceful elongation, your figure feels boxed in. That's the hidden trick of blouse length. It guides the eye vertically. And when the hem drops too low, it drags your proportions down with it. Here's the golden rule of blouse length. The most flattering place for a blouse to end is right at the hip bone or just below it. This length highlights your torso while allowing your legs to shine. It balances the body naturally, creating a polished, intentional silhouette. For most women, this length is a sweet spot. It frames the body without hiding it. That doesn't mean longer blouses are off limits. Tunic styles can absolutely work if styled the right way. The trick is balance. Pair a longer blouse with slim, tailored bottoms. Think straight leg trousers, narrow jeans, or leggings that create a sleek line. The contrast between the volume on top and the slimness below brings harmony back to the outfit. Suddenly, instead of being swallowed, your shape looks chic and elongated. There are also little tricks to break up length. One of my favorites is the French tuck, tucking just the front of the blouse into your waistband while leaving the back to drape. This tiny detail creates the illusion of a waistline without sacrificing comfort. A delicate belt can also do wonders. Cinching a longer blouse at the waist redefines your shape, transforming the top from shapeless to sophisticated bout. I remember one client who was devoted to her long blouses. She said they made her feel secure, but she also admitted she didn't love how short her legs looked in photos. When we tried tucking in just a corner of her blouse and pairing it with slim trousers, her whole posture seemed to change. Her legs looked longer, her waist reappeared, and she walked out of the fitting room with a new sparkle in her eyes. She said, "I feel taller." And that's exactly the power of proportion. Fabric choice plays a role here too. A stiff long blouse hangs like a block, emphasizing heaviness. But a long blouse in a lighter fabric, say chiffon or silk, moves with you, creating softness instead of bulk. Add a little styling at the hem, and what once felt frumpy becomes graceful. And here's another perspective. When a blouse ends in the right spot, it guides the eye upward, toward your face. When it drags too far down, the focus shifts away from your natural vibrancy. Think of it like photography. Cropping the image at the right point makes the subject shine. The same is true of blouse hemlines. You are the subject, and the blouse should frame you beautifully. So here's a challenge for you this week. Stand in front of the mirror in two different blouses. One that hits around the hip bone and another that drops down mid-thigh. Take a photo of each. Compare them side by side. You'll likely notice that in the shorter blouse, your legs appear longer, your posture feels more balanced, and the outfit looks more modern. That's the magic of length. It either elongates or shortens, and the choice is entirely in your hands. Remember, fashion is not about covering, it's about framing. And when your blouse length works with your body's natural lines instead of against them, you'll find that you look not only slimmer and taller, but also more elegant and effortless. We've talked about length, fit, and prints, but now it's time to focus on a detail that many women underestimate. Sleeves. Sleeves may seem like a minor part of your blouse, but in truth, they have the power to completely transform how a top looks on your body. They frame your arms, they affect your proportions, and they play a huge role in how comfortable and confident you feel. Think about the last blouse you wore. Did the sleeves feel too tight, clinging to your upper arms in a way that made you self-conscious? Or were they oversized and puffy, so much so that they felt costumey rather than chic? Perhaps they ended at an awkward length that drew attention to the widest part of your arm. These are subtle mistakes, but they can sabotage the elegance of your look without you even realizing it. Here's the truth. Sleeve shape and sleeve length matter. A sleeve that cuts off at the wrong spot can make your arms look heavier, while one that floats just below the elbow creates a graceful, slimming line. That's why three-quarter sleeves are often called the magic sleeve. They show a bit of wrist, a naturally elegant part of the body, while visually elongating the arm. The effect is slimming, polished, and timeless. I once styled a woman who said she never wore blouses with sleeves because she hated how her arms looked. Instead, she always layered cardigans over everything. Even in the summer, when we introduced her to blouses with softly draped three-quarter sleeves, she couldn't believe the difference. For the first time in years, she felt comfortable letting her arms show. The sleeve length created the balance she'd been missing, and she told me she felt free. That small change opened up her entire wardrobe. Beyond length, sleeve style also carries weight. Sleeves that are too tight can emphasize exactly what you'd prefer to downplay, while sleeves that are too voluminous can swallow your frame. The sweet spot lies in sleeves with gentle drape, flutter sleeves, bell sleeves with a soft fall, or sleeves with a slight gather at the cuff add elegance without bulk. They give movement without looking theatrical. And here's a styling trick I adore. If your blouse has sleeves that are too long or stiff, simply roll them up neatly to just below the elbow. This instantly lightens the look, adds an effortless polish, and draws the eye to your wrist, a naturally graceful point. You can even tie a tiny knot or leave a slight scrunch in the roll for a modern, relaxed vibe. That little tweak can take a blouse from stiff to stylish in seconds. Another overlooked detail: the cuff. A sleeve that ends with a soft button detail or a small elastic gathers the fabric in a way that looks intentional. It prevents the sleeve from hanging straight and lifeless, adding just enough design to make the blouse feel finished. It's these little touches that elevate a piece from ordinary to chic. Of course, sleeve choice also depends on lifestyle. If you're active, cooking, or gardening, you'll want sleeves you can push up easily. If you're heading to a dinner party, flowing sleeves can feel dramatic and elegant. The key is variety. Having blouses with different sleeve styles ensures you can match your outfit not just to your body, but to your mood and occasion. Sleeves, in many ways, are like the frame around a painting. They can distract, overpower, or enhance the art they surround. And in this case, You are the art. By choosing sleeves that elongate, flatter, and move with grace, you allow your natural beauty to take center stage. So, here's my style challenge for you. Pull out 3 blouses with different sleeve lengths, maybe 1 short sleeve, 1 3/4, and 1 long sleeve. Try them on back to back in front of a mirror and notice how your arms and proportions change with each. Pay close attention to your wrists and shoulders. Y promise, you'll begin to see why sleeves matter so much more than we often think. Remember this: elegance is found in the details, and when your sleeves are chosen with intention, your blouse transforms from just another top into a piece that makes you look polished, modern, and truly radiant. We've discussed fit, length, prints, and sleeves. But there's one more element that can make or break a blouse before you even look at the mirror: the fabric. Fabric is the foundation. It determines how the blouse feels against your skin, how it moves with you, and whether it enhances your natural glow or drags it down. Even the most beautifully cut blouse can fall flat if the fabric isn't right. Think for a moment about those shiny synthetic blouses that cling in all the wrong places. Maybe you've owned one, the kind that looks attractive on the hanger, but once you put it on, it highlights every little crease and line. Or perhaps you've worn stiff polyester that feels hot, rigid, and unforgiving. These fabrics may have seemed practical or inexpensive, but the truth is, they rarely flatter. They reflect light harshly, wrinkle awkwardly, and make you fuss with your clothes more than you should. Now, compare that to slipping into a silk blouse that glides effortlessly over your skin, or a cotton silk blend that breathes, softens, and moves with you. The difference is not just visual, it's emotional. A blouse in a high-quality fabric instantly feels more elegant, more modern, and more comfortable. It drapes instead of clings. It flows instead of fights. And without you doing a single thing, it makes your outfit appear more expensive and intentional. This is why I always encourage women to prioritize quality over quantity, especially when it comes to blouses. You don't need 20 tops that feel scratchy, stiff, or cheap. A smaller collection of beautifully made blouses and fabrics that honor your body will serve you better and bring you more joy. Think of cotton blends, linen in softer weaves, lightweight wool, silk, crepe, or viscose. These natural and breathable fabrics work with your body's changes instead of resisting them. And let's not forget texture. Texture adds dimension to an outfit without being overwhelming. A blouse with a subtle rib, soft, matte finish, or a gentle sheen can lift your whole look. But steer clear of overly shiny, plasticky materials that bounce light in a harsh way. Those fabrics can aid you by emphasizing lines and flattening your complexion. Instead, opt for textures that soften and elevate. Here's a practical example. One of my clients adored her polyester blouses because they were easy care. But every time she wore them, she felt restless and overheated. When we swapped them for lightweight cotton and viscose blends, she was stunned at the difference. She told me, "I didn't realize clothes could make me feel so calm." The fabric literally changed her experience of getting dressed. And this doesn't mean you can't find practical fabrics that are also flattering. Many modern textiles combine natural fibers with just a touch of elastane for stretch. This little addition keeps the blouse comfortable while allowing it to hold its shape. It's the perfect balance between ease and elegance. Season also matters. In warmer months, lighter fabrics like linen, cotton voile, or silk crepe will keep you cool while looking fresh. In cooler months, soft wool blends or heavier silk can add warmth without bulk. Paying attention to seasonality ensures your blouse always looks intentional and in tune with the environment. Here's a golden rule I share with all my clients. If the fabric feels good against your skin, it will almost always look good on your body. Your body has a way of telling you the truth. If it feels scratchy, stiff, or heavy, it will show in how you carry yourself. If it feels soft, breathable, and smooth, you'll stand taller, smile more easily, and move with grace. So here's your style challenge for the week. Take one blouse from your closet that you love the look of but rarely wear. Ask yourself honestly, is it the fabric? Does it feel uncomfortable, too hot, or too stiff? If the answer is yes, it's time to let that blouse go and replace it with something that honors both your body and your comfort. Because in the end, fabric is everything. It's the hidden ingredient that transforms a blouse from ordinary to extraordinary. And when you choose fabrics that drape, breathe, and glow, you're not just elevating your outfit, you're elevating yourself. By now, we've looked closely at the design of blouses, their fit, their fabric, their length. Even the way sleeves can change your proportions, but there's another layer to making a blouse truly work for you. Accessories. Too often, accessories are treated as an afterthought, when in reality, they're the finishing touch that can transform an ordinary blouse into a statement of elegance. Think of a blouse as a canvas. Without accessories, it may be perfectly fine, but sometimes it lacks personality. Add the right necklace, scarf, or belt, and suddenly the blouse feels complete, as though it was styled with intention rather than just pulled from the closet. Accessories can also serve a practical purpose. They can redirect attention to your best features, break up a solid block of fabric, or even create shape where a blouse feels a little too plain. Take necklaces, for instance. A simple V-neck blouse paired with a delicate chain that falls right into the neckline draws the eye upward and frames the face beautifully. Pearls, classic and timeless, can add instant polish to a scoop neck blouse. And for those who prefer a little drama, a longer pendant can elongate the torso and balance a blouse that feels slightly short. The key here is harmony. The necklace should echo the blouse's shape rather than compete with it. Scarves are another underrated tool, especially for women over 60. A lightweight silk scarf draped loosely can soften a structured blouse. Add a pop of color near the face, and even camouflage a neckline you're not completely comfortable with. I've seen women transform a plain white blouse into a chic ensemble simply by tying on a patterned scarf and jewel tones that highlight their eyes. Suddenly, the blouse isn't plain at all. It's the perfect backdrop. Belts, too, are powerful allies. If you've ever felt swallowed by a flowy blouse, try adding a slim, elegant belt at the waist. Instantly, your shape reappears, and the blouse looks intentional rather than overwhelming. Belts don't have to be wide or bold. In fact, the most flattering ones often blend seamlessly, defining your silhouette without shouting. For longer blouses, a belt can create a tunic effect that feels both modern and flattering. And let's not forget earrings. While not directly part of the blouse, earrings complement it because of their proximity to the neckline. Studs or small hoops work beautifully with busy prints or collared blouses, while statement earrings shine best against simpler tops. They draw the eye upward, ensuring the blouse enhances your face rather than distracting from it. I'll share a story that illustrates this. A client once told me she hated her plain navy blouses because they felt boring. She was ready to donate them all. Instead, we experimented with accessories. A delicate gold pendant here, a patterned scarf there, and suddenly those navy blouses became her favorite pieces. They were no longer dull, they became versatile backdrops for her personality to shine. Accessories gave them life. Here's a tip for building confidence with accessories. Start small. Choose one feature to highlight. If you're wearing a blouse with an open neckline, let a necklace be your focal point, and keep earrings simple. If your blouse is plain, let a scarf carry the color story. And if you're experimenting with belts, keep jewelry minimal, so the focus stays on your waistline. Accessories should always enhance, never compete. Now, I know some women worry about going over the top with accessories, especially after 60. But let me reassure you, it's not about piling things on. It's about choosing with intention. Think of accessories as punctuation in a sentence. They're not the words themselves, but they tell the reader where to pause, where to emphasize, and where the energy lies. So here's my gentle challenge for this week. Pick one blouse in your wardrobe and style it 3 different ways using only accessories. Try a necklace one day, a scarf the next, and a belt on another. Notice how the blouse transforms. You'll see how powerful these small touches can be in creating variety and personality without needing an entirely new wardrobe. Because at the end of the day, style is about expressing who you are. Accessories allow you to tell that story. And when paired with the right blouse, they ensure that the world sees you first confident, radiant, and beautifully intentional. One of the best things about blouses is their versatility. Unlike dresses, which are often tied to specific occasions, a blouse can carry you through the rhythm of your day with just a few thoughtful tweaks. The very same blouse you wear to the grocery store in the morning can be the one you wear out to dinner in the evening if you know how to style it. This is where fashion becomes less about buying more and more about styling smarter. Imagine this. It's Saturday morning. You're meeting a friend for coffee, running errands afterward, and you slip into a soft cotton blouse. You pair it with your favorite jeans and comfortable loafers. Maybe add a delicate pair of earrings, and you're good to go. Casual, simple, relaxed. Now fast forward 12 hours. That same blouse is about to take you to a birthday dinner with family. Instead of changing completely, you elevate. You tuck the blouse neatly into a pair of tailored trousers, slip on a slim belt, add a necklace or a scarf for polish, and trade loafers for low heels. Just like that, your casual blouse has become chic enough for the evening. The beauty of blouses lies in this flexibility. They can shift from one role to another depending on what you pair them with. Denim makes them casual. Satin skirts make them elegant. Scarves make them playful. Statement earrings make them sophisticated. Even layering plays a role. A cardigan in the morning can transform into a sleek blazer at night. The blouse itself doesn't change, you do. Through styling. I'll share a story here. One of my clients was heading on a short vacation and didn't want to overpack. She asked me if she could get away with just 2 blouses for a 3-day trip. My answer: absolutely. We packed a soft ivory silk blouse and a patterned navy blouse, with jeans, flats, and a casual scarf. She had daytime outfits, with skirts, a belt, and a touch of jewelry. Those very same blouses became evening ensembles. She returned saying, "I felt like I had an entire wardrobe, but I barely packed anything." That's the power of knowing how to transform a blouse. And don't underestimate the role of color here. A simple neutral blouse in white, cream, or navy is one of the most versatile pieces you'll ever own. It can be a blank canvas in the morning and a polished backdrop at night. On the other hand, a jewel tone blouse, emerald, sapphire, Ruby can be the hero piece that adds richness and depth to your evening look. Choosing the right colors ensures your blouse works for multiple settings. Here's another practical tip. Shoes. Never underestimate how much they shift the vibe of an outfit. Pair your blouse with sneakers or flats, and you have casual ease. Switch to heels or sleek boots, and the same blouse instantly reads as chic. This is the easiest way to take a blouse from day to night without overthinking. I encourage you to experiment with this in your own wardrobe. Pick one blouse you love and try styling it for two different occasions. Something relaxed and something elegant. Lay out the outfits side by side and notice how the blouse adapts. You'll likely realize you need fewer clothes than you thought. You just need new ways to wear them. Fashion over 60 should never feel limiting. In fact, this is the stage where you can really enjoy the freedom of creativity. You don't need a closet full of fast fashion. You need a handful of pieces that move effortlessly with you, adapting to your lifestyle. A blouse is one of those pieces. When styled well, it becomes not just clothing, but a partner in your day. So next time you feel stuck staring at your closet, remember this. You don't always need something new. You just need to think about transformation. A blouse can be your grocery run top and your dinner party hero. It can whisper casual in the morning and sing chic at night. All it takes is a little intention and perhaps a necklace, a belt, or the right pair of shoes. We've covered the practical details: fit, sleeves, prints, fabrics, and even how to style a blouse from day to night. But there's one more piece of the puzzle that's just as important as the clothes themselves: your mindset. Because no matter how many tips and tricks you learn, the way you feel about your wardrobe will always shape how you look in it. Here's the truth. Many women over 60 approach their closet with hesitation rather than excitement. They see a row of blouses and think, these are fine, they'll do. But fashion at this stage of life isn't about making do, it's about honoring the woman you've become. Every blouse you put on should feel like a quiet celebration of you. And yet, I know how easy it is to get stuck in old habits. Maybe you've been wearing the same styles for decades, not because they still flatter you, but because they're familiar. Maybe you've kept blouses that don't quite fit right out of guilt, thinking, I paid for this, I should wear it. Or maybe you've stopped buying new pieces altogether, convinced that style is for younger women. But here's the shift I want you to embrace. Your style journey isn't over, it's evolving. Refreshing your wardrobe doesn't have to mean tossing everything out. It starts with small, intentional steps. Take a quiet afternoon and really look at your blouses. Which ones make you feel vibrant? Which ones make you stand taller? And which ones drain your energy the moment you slip them on? Be honest with yourself. If a blouse makes you feel heavy, restricted, or invisible, it's not serving you no matter how much it cost or how long you've had it. One of my clients told me she dreaded getting dressed each morning because nothing in her closet felt right anymore. She said, it's like my clothes belong to someone I used to be. We started small. She chose just 3 blouses that truly made her feel good and set aside the rest. She wore those 3 on repeat, styling them differently each time with accessories or layering. Within weeks, her energy changed. She told me, I didn't realize how much lighter I'd feel when I stopped forcing myself into clothes that don't fit my life anymore. That's the power of a wardrobe refresh. And here's where mindset really comes into play. Every time you replace an outdated, unflattering blouse with something modern and intentional, you're not just upgrading fabric, you're reinforcing a message to yourself. I am still worthy of beauty, style, and joy. That message is far more important than the clothes themselves. I want you to think of your blouse collection as a reflection of your current self, not your past. Who are you now? What colors make your eyes sparkle? What fabrics feel like a gentle hug on your skin? What cuts make you stand taller when you see yourself in the mirror? When you begin to answer these questions, your wardrobe naturally shifts from old habits to new confidence. And this isn't about following trends or chasing youth. It's about curating pieces that honor your wisdom, your lifestyle, and your beauty today. Think of it like editing a photo, not changing who you are, just adjusting the frame so your best self shines through. So here's your challenge this week. Choose one blouse from your closet that you know doesn't serve you anymore. Donate it, repurpose it, or let it go. Then, the next time you shop, look for one blouse that makes you feel alive the moment you put it on. Add it to your rotation and see how your energy changes. Little by little, blouse by blouse, your wardrobe will start to reflect the vibrant woman you truly are. Because at the end of the day, fashion isn't about hiding yourself or dressing for someone else's approval. It's about stepping into clothes that remind you every day of who you are. In strong, radiant, and beautifully alive at every age. We've come to the final piece of this journey, and I want to bring everything together with a simple but powerful reminder. Style has no expiration date. Blouses, with all their variations of fit, fabric, length, sleeves, and prints, are more than just wardrobe staples. They are reflections of how you choose to present yourself to the world. And the choices you make at this stage of life are just as important, perhaps even more than they were decades ago. Too often, society whispers the message that after 60, women should fade into the background, dress appropriately, or stop experimenting. But I say the opposite is true. This is the perfect season to embrace style with joy, curiosity, and intention. You've lived enough life to know what feels good, what doesn't, and what deserves space in your closet. And that knowledge gives you freedom. Freedom to say goodbye to stiff fabrics, boxy fits, or dated collars that no longer serve you. Freedom to choose prints that enhance rather than overwhelm. Freedom to honor your body as it is today, not as it was 20 years ago. I want you to think about the women you admire, the ones who always seem radiant no matter their age. Chances are, it's not because they follow every fashion trend or spend hours chasing perfection. It's because they've mastered the art of wearing clothes that highlight their spirit. They've learned to curate blouses and outfits that say, "This is who I am, and I love her." That's the essence of ageless style. And let's not forget the ripple effect. When you walk into a room in a blouse that frames your face, skims your figure, and moves with you, you don't just look good, you feel good. That energy radiates outward. People notice. They respond to your confidence. They see not just the blouse, but the vibrant woman inside it. This is why I encourage you to view your wardrobe not as a set of rules, but as a set of tools. A great blouse can give you the confidence to attend that reunion you've been nervous about, to stand tall in family photos, or to enjoy a night out without fidgeting or second-guessing yourself. And the best part, style is a daily opportunity. Every morning, when you open your closet, you get to decide, will I choose clothes that make me invisible? Or will I choose clothes that honor me? So, here's my closing encouragement to you. Don't settle. Don't wear blouses that hide you, restrict you, or drag you down. Instead, slowly build a collection of pieces that celebrate you. Pieces that let your natural beauty, wisdom, and energy shine. Pieces that make you smile when you see yourself in the mirror. And remember, you are not too old. And it is never too late. Style belongs to every woman at every stage of life. Your blouses, when chosen with care, can be your quiet allies in reminding you of that truth. So, my beautiful friends, I invite you to take what you've learned here and put it into practice. Refresh one blouse, try a new neckline, experiment with accessories, or donate something that no longer brings you joy. Share your journey in the comments, because your story may inspire another woman who needs this encouragement today. And if you found this journey helpful, don't forget to subscribe and join our community. Together, we're proving that age with style isn't just a phrase, it's a way of life. Until next time, remember this: you deserve to look and feel amazing. Not someday, not for a special occasion, but every single day. Age with style, my loves, because you deserve nothing less.